You know, we're taught to fear failure, to avoid it at all costs. But what if I told you that failure, even the kind that leaves you breathless and reeling, holds the potential for incredible transformation? What if I told you that within the wreckage of our most profound setbacks lies a path to deep, meaningful growth? That's what I want to talk to you about today. We're going to dive deep into the heart of what it means to not just bounce back from failure, but to use it as a springboard to create a life that is more aligned with our values, our purpose, our truest selves. This isn't about toxic positivity or slapping on a happy face. This is about courageously facing the darkness, acknowledging the pain, and then, with open hearts and minds, allowing it to reshape us, redefine us, and ultimately lead us back to ourselves. When we stumble and fall, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. We can get trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and blame. But what if we looked at these moments through a different lens? What if we turned to the wisdom of great thinkers like Viktor Frankl, who found meaning even in the depths of unimaginable suffering? Frankl taught us that our greatest freedom lies in choosing our response to any given situation. This idea, this radical responsibility, becomes even more powerful when applied to failure. We have the power to choose how we internalize our setbacks, how we let them shape us. And we're not alone in this journey. Carl Jung, a pioneer in exploring the human psyche, believed that our darkest moments often precede periods of profound growth and transformation. He called this the shadow work, the often painful but necessary process of confronting the parts of ourselves we'd rather keep hidden. Søren Kierkegaard, the father of existentialism, reminds us that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Failure, then, becomes a crucial part of our individual narratives, a turning point that forces us to reevaluate our priorities and redefine what truly matters. By weaving together these philosophical and psychological perspectives, we begin to see failure not as an ending, but as a beginning, a chance to dig deep, to understand ourselves more fully, and to emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. So, how do we actually begin to heal and grow from failure? It starts with acceptance, not resignation, but a courageous acknowledgement of what is. We have to allow ourselves to feel the weight of our disappointment, the sting of our mistakes. From there, we can begin to shift our perspective. Instead of asking, why me, we can ask, what can I learn from this? What are the lessons hidden within this experience? What are the opportunities for growth? This is where the real work begins. It's about taking concrete steps to process our emotions, reframe our thinking, and ultimately design a life that feels more authentic and aligned with our values. This might involve journaling, meditation, or seeking support from a therapist or trusted friend. It might mean revisiting our goals, re-evaluating our priorities, or even making a radical change in our lives. Whatever path we choose, the key is to approach this process with compassion, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up for ourselves, even when it's hard, and trusting that with each step, we're moving closer to a place of healing and wholeness. Too often we view failure as the antithesis of success, but what if it's actually a stepping stone? What if within every setback lies the potential for incredible growth and learning? Think about it. Some of the most successful people in the world have faced devastating failures. They've been fired, rejected, and told they weren't good enough. But instead of letting those experiences define them, they used them as fuel. They learned from their mistakes, adapted their approaches, and came back stronger than ever before. They understood that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. This is what it means to embrace a growth mindset. It's about viewing challenges as opportunities for learning and development rather than threats to our ego. It's about recognizing that our abilities aren't fixed, but rather they're capable of expanding and evolving with effort and dedication. And it's this belief in our own capacity for growth that allows us to transform failure into a powerful catalyst for positive change. Chapter 4, The Metamorphosis of Me, Embracing the New You. Major life setbacks have a way of shaking us to our core, They can challenge our beliefs, our values, even our sense of identity. Who am I, we might ask ourselves, if I'm not the successful entrepreneur, the perfect parent, the reliable friend? This period of questioning, while unsettling, can be incredibly liberating. It allows us to strip away the layers of expectation and societal conditioning that we've accumulated over the years and reconnect with our most authentic selves. It's a chance to ask ourselves, what truly matters to me? What do I want my life to stand for? What kind of person do I want to be in the world? This process of self-discovery can be both exhilarating and terrifying. It requires us to be brutally honest with ourselves, to confront our fears and insecurities, and to embrace the unknown. But it's through this brave exploration that we begin to craft a new narrative for ourselves, one that is rooted in authenticity, purpose, and self-compassion. We emerge from the wreckage of failure, not as broken versions of our former selves, but as transformed beings, stronger and more resilient than we ever thought possible. We discover a depth of character and a clarity of purpose that we never knew we possessed. Title: Finding Strength Within the Power of Spirituality and Mindset. Recovering from failure isn't just about picking ourselves up and dusting ourselves off. It's about cultivating the inner strength and resilience we need to navigate life's inevitable challenges. This is where the power of spirituality and mindset comes in. Now, when I say spirituality, I'm not necessarily talking about religion, although it can be a part of it. I'm talking about connecting with something bigger than ourselves, whether that's nature, art, music, or a sense of universal love. It's about cultivating a sense of hope and faith, even when things feel dark. It's about believing that we are not alone in our struggles and that there is a light within us that cannot be extinguished. Coupled with a commitment to cultivating a positive mindset, we begin to shift our internal dialogue from one of self-criticism and doubt to one of self-compassion and empowerment. We learn to challenge negative thoughts, reframe our perspectives, and focus on our strengths. This isn't about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about approaching challenges with a sense of grounded hope and a belief in our own resilience. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose our thoughts, and in doing so, we have the power to shape our reality. Chapter 6. Real Stories. Real Transformations. Throughout my work, I've had the privilege of witnessing countless stories of resilience and transformation. People who have faced unimaginable challenges and emerged from the other side stronger, wiser, and more compassionate human beings. In my book, I share some of these incredible stories. You'll hear from individuals who have lost everything, their businesses, their homes, their loved ones, and yet they found a way to rebuild their lives, often discovering a deeper sense of purpose and meaning along the way. You'll meet entrepreneurs who faced crushing failures but used those experiences to refine their ideas, hone their skills, and ultimately achieve remarkable success. You'll encounter artists and creatives who channeled their pain and heartbreak into works of profound beauty and insight. These stories are a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within each of us. They remind us that even in the face of adversity, even when all hope seems lost, we have the power to choose courage over despair, growth over stagnation, and love over fear. These stories are a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards healing, transformation, and a life filled with meaning and purpose. This book isn't for the faint of heart. It's not a quick fix or a magic bullet. It's a call to action for those who are tired of simply surviving and are ready to truly thrive. It's for those who feel stuck, unfulfilled, or lost in the aftermath of failure. It's for those who are ready to do the hard work of self-reflection, to confront their fears, and to embrace the unknown. It's for those who are ready to step into their power, to reclaim their lives, and to create something meaningful and lasting. This book is a roadmap to a more conscious, fulfilling, and authentic life. It's about learning to live with intention, to lead with heart, and to embrace vulnerability as a catalyst for growth. It's about recognizing that our greatest failures often hold the seeds of our greatest triumphs. It's about learning to trust the journey even when the path ahead is uncertain. We live in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. Social and economic pressures mount. Expectations feel heavier than ever, and it's easy to feel like we're constantly swimming against the tide. In the midst of this turbulence, it's even more important to have a strong sense of self, a clear understanding of our values, and a deep well of resilience to draw upon. This book offers a lifeline. It reminds us that our worth isn't tied to external measures of success, our jobs, our bank accounts, or our social media following. It encourages us to define success on our own terms, to set goals that are aligned with our personal needs and aspirations, and to find joy in the simple act of living authentically. It's about creating a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, even amidst the inevitable ups and downs that life throws our way. Knowledge is only powerful when it's put into action. This book is filled with practical tools, exercises, and strategies that will help you move from understanding to embodiment. You'll learn how to cultivate self-awareness and identify your core values, challenge limiting beliefs and reframe negative thought patterns, set healthy boundaries and prioritize your well-being, practice self-compassion and forgiveness, develop a growth mindset and embrace challenges as opportunities for learning, build resilience and navigate setbacks with grace and strength, and create a life that is aligned with your values and aspirations. This isn't about passive reading. It's about active engagement. It's about taking the insights you gain from this book and applying them to your own life one step at a time. Transformation isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's a lifelong process of learning, growing, and evolving. And just like any journey worth taking, it will have its share of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. There will be moments when you feel strong and capable, and there will be moments when you feel lost and uncertain. There will be times when you want to give up, when the path ahead feels too daunting. But it's in those moments of vulnerability and uncertainty, that you'll discover your true strength. It's in those moments that you'll find the courage to keep going, to trust the process, and to believe in your own resilience. The Deep Reset is not a one-time event, it's a way of life. It's about approaching life with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. It's about recognizing that failure, while painful, is an inevitable part of growth. And it's about trusting that even in the darkest of times, there is always light to be found, always hope to be held on to, and always a reason to keep moving forward. So my friends, are you ready to embark on this journey of transformation? Are you ready to turn your setbacks into opportunities, your failures into fuel, and your pain into purpose? The path to a deep reset starts with a single step. It starts with a willingness to look inward, to embrace vulnerability, and to believe that you are capable of creating a life that is more aligned with your truest self. Let's begin.